Hey, can you hear me? Okay, good. All right, so you were hanging out at the farm till Miss Daisy said that she did not believe Brian Laundrie was dead. Oh, wow. Bet you that was an interesting conversation, wasn't it? Yeah, I don't hang out over there too much. There's a few nasty people over there, so I don't. I may go in every now and then just to listen, but I don't go into her chat or anything like that. So how have you been doing? Yeah, it was here too. Like I said, I planned on doing the 5 o'clock live today, and then we had two storms that came rolling through here earlier and tore down my husband's garden. So we've been out there all day, pretty much trying to put things back together and stand what we could up and all that. So it was kind of a last minute thing that we had to reschedule everything. Yeah, the wind came through. They said it was like 60-mile-per-hour winds. The winds came through, blew all of our corn down. It literally looks like that you just like a tornado touched down in the middle of it. And I went out there and took a picture of it, but I gotta get the picture off my phone to my computer so I can, because I was gonna show y'all, and I didn't have time to do that. Oh yeah, we have, let's see, one, two, three, four. We have five big garden. Well, we have like one big, huge garden, and the other four about the same size. But we've got potatoes and tomatoes, and he's got corn out there and watermelon, and like all of his squash plants blew over. A lot of the tomato plants blew over, so it was crazy. Yeah, I mean, where we're at, sometimes they'll kind of like they'll go like below us or above us, but every now and then we'll get a really bad storm that comes through here. But every now and then the wind will be bad, but for the most part, it's just maybe a little bit of wind and really heavy rainfall. But now it's hurricane season, so everybody's paying close attention to radars, to track the storms if any develop out in the Atlantic and the Gulf. Oh, so you have a garden too? Oh, hey, precious me, how are you doing? Oh, and it's fine, precious me. I actually came on here for, I think my live was like 6 minutes long. We had storms that came through this morning and tore all of our gardens up. So we had to go out there and try to fix the gardens and all that. So I pretty much rescheduled the live at the last minute. So I didn't know if PG was going to come on tonight or not. So yeah, everybody's fine. It was mostly, they said 60-mile-per-hour winds came through here and it rained for like 2 hours, probably 30 minutes really hard. So But we've got most of the tomatoes back up. The corn, like I was telling Deborah Ann, the corn looks like a tornado landed in it. It looks horrible. Like it's all blew down. But I didn't know if PG was going to come on tonight, and so I put in my description for this one that if she came on and her live lasted past 10 o'clock, then I was just going to wait till hers ended and then go live. But she never did come on. Oh yeah, I even got a picture of the corn, but I tried to upload it to my StreamYard from my phone, but it won't let me. So I'm gonna have to, I guess, Bluetooth it from my phone to the computer and then upload it where I could show y'all because it looks horrible. It's just all over the place out there. Blew all of his squash plants over, a lot of his peas that he had planted, most of the tomato plants. So it's. Deborah, what state are you located in? Yeah, it seems like every year that we plant corn, the storms come through, or the wind anyway, and knocks it over. Oh, in upstate New York. So is it hot up there now? Catskills Mountains. I have no idea where the Catskills Mountains are at. I've never heard of that. I bet you it's nicer up there though. Not probably not as hot as it is down here. My computer literally says where the temperature is. All it has is humid. It don't even have the temperature on it. It's so hot. So I was just curious, and I was going to talk about this earlier, but I know everybody's like, deep in on the Summer Wells case, but have any of y'all been following or gonna follow the Lori Vallow trials whenever they start up? Oh yeah, it was like 98 degrees here yesterday, and it felt like 110. The heat index, like it's horrible down here. The humidity will suffocate a person. See, I was too, precious me, but when I was reading today that the judge has allowed one news crew to come in and one photographer to take the still pictures, but he's not going to let them live stream it. So I'm assuming that they're just going to do, I guess, like highlights of it after each day of the trial. But after the trial is completely over with, I wonder if they're going to stream it then. Because I was really, I mean, I've been on this case, following it since it started, and I was really wanting to watch the trial. Yeah, I said the same thing. I mean, you would think a high profile case like this that they would, at least let them stream it. But apparently, I think I read yesterday that they were supposed to, I guess, trial them together, but now they're not going to. So Lori's trial is supposed to start in October, and then Chad's is supposed to start in January. Which that seems a little crazy too. I don't. Why not just go ahead and try them both together and get it done and over with? Save taxpayers their money. I mean, if I'm pretty sure a jury will convict on both on. If they don't, something's wrong with the jury. Because I just don't see any way how they're going to get a not guilty verdict on this. I mean, there's what Tylee, JJ, Chad's wife Tammy, Lori's ex-husband Charles, and then her brother, like 5 people around them that has ended up deceased. And then the 2 babies found in his yard. I mean, and I can't find anywhere if they've released Tammy Daybell's autopsy. Has anyone seen that anywhere? If they've released the results of it? Yeah, I don't either, Deborah Ann. I look forward. I know that they got them back, the results of it, but I didn't know if they had ever released it or not. I'm very curious to see what it has in it because it seems kind of funny that the day that they exhumed her body, like the next day, her brother Alex dies. And then I think Arizona indicted her on first-degree murder or conspiracy to commit first-degree murder on for Charles Vallow too. But just hoping for Tylee and JJ's sake they get the death penalty. I know they're going after Chad for it, but I don't know about Lori. I'm sitting here as I'm telling you all this. I'm trying to write all my notes down. I've just so much into the Summer Wells case that I haven't really even kept up with the Lori Vallow case, and I need to start getting my notes together. Yeah, precious me. Honestly, I hope they both get the death penalty. But I mean, I know a lot of people don't agree with that, and I respect their opinion if they don't. But honestly, I hope they do. Hey, our bucket list has holes. How are you? And y'all, if y'all hear any noise in my background, that's my dog over here acting silly. Ow. So, how has everybody's day went? Yeah, precious me. I haven't gotten into that case. I know that's awful to say. I should have looked more into it, but I need to get some more information on that one too. I remember when it first came out, and the last thing I heard was that the when it hit the daddy's girlfriend or something, they found that she had passed away or something. Oh, Deborah and I only have one. Well, we have 2 dogs, but we have one in the house, and he is like a huge baby, and he's literally under my feet right now. Yeah, Deborah, you really don't even hear anything else about the Harmony Montgomery case, or I haven't heard anything. I mean, there may be some out there, I just haven't come across it. Yeah, Klaus, my dog, he stays under my feet. He's either in my room with me at all times or he's in my son's room with him. But yeah, I was really disappointed that they wasn't gonna live stream the Lori Vallow case. You would have thought, I mean, that would have been like one that for sure they would have. What kind of dog do you have, Deborah? Cockapoos. I don't know if I've ever seen a cockapoo. I may have. I'm not going to say that. I might have seen it. We have our pit bull Klaus in the house, and then my father-in-law, he had a dog. She's just like a little mixed dog. She kind of looks like a black lab, but he loved that dog beyond. And when he, right before he passed away, he told me and my husband, he made us promise, something happens to him, just to bring her home with us and make sure we took care of his dog. So she's been here since he passed away 2 years ago. And she's a little spoiled thing too. Cocker Spaniel miniature. I'm gonna have to look those up. Honestly, I mean, I had like a German Shepherd when I was younger, but ever since me and my husband's been together, all we've ever owned was pit bulls. And he's literally, we have three cats too that we let them in at night because where we live at, the coyotes are bad around here. So we let the cats in at night and he sleeps with the cats. First designer crossbreed from the 60s. Oh, well, that's cool to know. My grandmother, all she ever had was the, not the like the itty bitty poodles, but I don't know, not the big tall ones either. I don't know what they kind they were, but they were like always the little small poodles. She always had a poodle. She always had a poodle and about 20 or 30 cats running around outside of her house. Oh, so they don't shed either. I don't know. I don't know if I've ever, hold on, I'm gonna have to look it up now. Give me 1 second. Let me grab my phone here. I'm gonna look it up and see what these are. Cockapoos. Okay, they are cute. I just googled it. They have like some little brown ones on here. Oh, they are too cute. But you would think they would shed though with all that hair. But you have to keep them cut though, like you do like a poodle, right? Well, I guess a cocker spaniel has to be clipped too. So, Great dogs, I keep it groomed in the hot weather, curly in the cold. That's how my daughter. She had a uh, a miniature schnauzer, and that little she was, I don't know, probably a year old when she got her. She got her from some people who lived on the Air Force Base up here close to us, and that was the yappiest little dog I ever heard. Like all she did was barked constantly. And my big dog that I have in the house, like I think we've had him 4 years now, and I've heard him bark like 3 times maybe. Yeah, they are cute. The ones I was just looking up, they were little brown ones, look like little teddy bears in the face. My husband was telling me earlier something ever happened to the dog we have in the house. He wants to get him a German Shepherd next. Better not bark unless someone is here. Oh, my dog won't even bark if somebody comes here. Like he's just fat and lazy. Yeah, when I lived with my dad when I was younger, we had a German. Well, she was half German Shepherd, half Chow, but she was a really awesome dog too. But my husband was looking at pictures this morning of German Shepherds, talking about how he wanted to get one to go outside because we have chickens and ducks and everything else here, and he didn't know if he wanted a German Shepherd to go with him or if he wanted a. Okay, precious me. But he didn't know if he wanted to get a German Shepherd or one of those the livestock guardian dogs, the Great Pyrenees. But them Great Pyrenees, they're so hairy that it seems like they would just get so hot down here. I texted Christy earlier and told her I was going to be live. I don't know if she's going to be able to make it or not. She was driving earlier during my first live, so I don't know if she ever made it to where she was going or not. So, Deborah, you were saying you had a garden. What all do you have in yours? Do you have anything to put on them? Our bucket list households, yeah. Whenever I was growing up, like I said, my grandma only had like one of my grandmas. All she would own was a poodle. My other grandmother, I'm 41 years old, and I never remember her even owning a dog. But when I was little, we had all kind. We had golden retrievers and labs, and I think we might have had a poodle grown at one time. I can tell you, Deborah, if you take a bleach bath, it'll help. Not a whole lot of bleach in the water, but it'll help. Oh, they are too. Here, our bucket list households, the mosquitoes will literally, they're so big down here, they will literally pick you up and carry you off. Like, they are horrible here. And then during the warmer months, like out, if you go out even close to the woods here, you get red bugs. And them things are horrible. I hate the smell of bleach. I know I do too, but I'm telling you, just like a cat full of bleach will help it. Seriously, it's about a bee suit to do my gardening. Yeah, because like it gets so hot down here that late in the afternoon is really the only time that we can go do anything in the garden. And the between horse flies and the mosquitoes down here, it's like it's horrible. You have to put mosquito spray on and then light a fire to smoke them out of here and everything else. Like they're horrible. Like, like the old people, the older people, most of them have passed on, but my husband's grandfather, which actually raised him, he said that whenever they were younger, they would give the kids some kind of sulfur tablets. I think it was, and it's supposed to keep like the red bugs and the mosquitoes from biting them and all that. Well, they must like A positive too, because that's what I am, and they bite me all the time. Oh, you're fine, Deborah. You don't have to be quick in here and text them back or anything like that. Just take your time. But yeah, our bucket list has holes. I can't, it's some kind of sulfur tablets, but I can't remember what it was. I had to ask my husband. But they would give it to like the kids and stuff like that because, I mean, back in their day, like the kids stayed outside 95% of the time. And they said that they wouldn't, like, get any type of red bugs. They wouldn't get mosquitoes, wouldn't bother them or anything. Oh, y'all are fine. Don't worry about it. There's no need to be in a rush in here. There's a fly on my. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm trying to get a fly off my computer screen right now, and he won't go. I wish I could get that picture of the corn from today, but I'll have to. I guess I'll just have to upload it and then show y'all the next live because my husband's poor corn looks horrible. Tomatoes, potatoes, corn, beans, peas, broccoli, snow peas, cantaloupe, watermelon, herbs, ornamental corn, pumpkins, 5 different squash, cukes. See, we can't like down here because it's so hot. We have to wait and do our broccoli, like broccoli, cauliflower. Uh, my mind just went blank. Cabbage, lettuce, stuff like that. We have to do all of that during the fall months. But we have some potatoes out there, but they didn't really do that good this year. And then we got tomatoes. My husband's got like I think 4 different kinds of tomatoes that we've already got in the garden, and then I think he's got 2 other kind that he's started that aren't up big enough yet to put in the garden. And he's got purple hull peas and I think Crowder peas. He does have cantaloupe, which I can't eat cantaloupe. I don't like them. We did snow peas last year, but I didn't really like them either. And we got watermelon, and then we've got they call them. I don't know if they have them where y'all are at, but they have like the summer squash one they call crookneck, and then one straight neck. So we got both of those planted. I'm trying to think what else he's got. Oh, and he's got burgundy okra. And I had sunflowers last year, but this year I didn't plant them. And my oldest son, who's autistic, he likes to plant flowers. So we did a whole area in front of our house with like the wildflower seed mix. It was for butterflies and hummingbirds. And we didn't even get to do that this year. And see, we've tried kale, but for some reason the kale won't grow good here. But the chard did good last year. The chard, and then we had was it tot soy and bok choy? The bok choy was disgusting. I didn't like it. The tot soy was really good though. And then we planted purple cabbage, but I think it was too hot when we put them in the ground, and they didn't really do a whole lot either. But my husband, he gets very garden happy here. He thinks that he doesn't have enough of anything in the garden. That's why when he went and bought seeds, he literally bought 20 different types of tomatoes. Now we do, Lord, my mind is going blank tonight, y'all. Oh, crap. What is the flowers? Marigolds. Well, I couldn't think about that. We do marigolds like at the end on each end of every row that we plant, and it's worked pretty good because we don't put any type of we don't spray any of our gardens with any type of pesticides or anything like that. So the marigolds, I mean, they pretty much keep the bugs out. And then we just pulled all of the garlic and the onions, and the onions out. You could like walk out the front door and smell them out there. Our bucket list has holes. When you do your okra, do you do the green kind or the purple kind? Oh, and we have cucumbers too. I forgot about those. The green, we've done the green before, but the last couple of years we've been doing the burgundy kind, which I mean is basically the same as the green. And you cut it up and cook it. It turns green while it's cooking. And I haven't any herbs, like I haven't done any type of herb. I need to. Yeah, I mean, it's just basically like the green. And once they start making, because the plants aren't but maybe 4 inches tall right now, but once they start making, I'll get some pictures of those and I'll show y'all. But like I said, I only eat fried okra. My husband will eat it like where they call it where they're cooking it down and it's kind of slimy a little bit, and I don't eat it like that. But whenever you cook the burgundy kind, it turns green. It tastes the same and everything. And that's like they call it red cabbage, but it's I guess purple. It looks purple or whatever. I never ate it until year before last. My husband has an ulcer, and someone had told him to get a purple cabbage and eat it. And it's supposed to help with ulcers. Now, I mean, I like it better than I do the green cabbage. Yeah, Deborah, that's the only way I eat okra. I People down here, like my grandma and them, they would cook okra and tomatoes. It was ugh, it was disgusting. I don't eat no slimy okra. I've never had cabbage soup. What else in that? I can't go. My husband will eat it like that, but I can't. It's just I've even tried to. Now they will like people down here in Louisiana whenever they do gumbo, they'll put like okra in their gumbo, and it's not slimy like that, and that it's fine like that. But I can't eat. Just it's disgusting when it's slimy. Carrots, tomato. Oh, I don't eat celery either. Can you make it without the celery? Oh, I love gumbo. I made one the other night with shrimp and sausage in it. You're gonna have to, Deborah. You need. Do you have my email? Because you need to send me the recipe for the soup. Because everybody here loves cabbage. Well, except for my oldest son, he won't eat no kind of vegetables unless it's fried squash or corn, and that's it. Well, y'all here, I'm gonna put my email in the chat, and y'all send me the uh, the recipe for it because I would like to try that. Okay, let me write down yours. Okay, Deborah Ann. Put your name on here so I'll know whose email that is. I I think you gave me your email address before. Come to think of it. Well, just send me the recipe, Deborah. There is my email address, and I'm gonna try it. Um, Because I'm like I said, everybody around here loves cabbage except for my oldest son, and he'll eat something else. Okay. Oh, I will check it. Let me check it real quick. And I will for sure try that. Like I said, it'll have to be without the celery because I don't eat celery. I've got family from Kentucky too. Our bucket list households. That's where my mom's entire side of the family was from. See, I've never tried canning. Now I've made like homemade jellies and stuff like that, but I was always scared to can food because of you can get if you don't do it right, and all that can make you sick. And plus, I'm scared I'm going to blow my house up. And gardening, like my grandfather used to raise a big, huge garden, and my husband's dad. That's every year he had like two or three big spots in his on his property that he did gardens. And then of course when my husband got older, then he started gardening. So yeah, I'm really scared to blow my house up to do canning. I mean, I cook with a pressure cooker, and I'm used to that. But if I was to have to use a pressure canner, I'm scared I would blow my house up. I haven't even got to do any jellies yet this year either. Usually I do some blackberry jelly and all that this year, and I haven't even. It's been so hot, I haven't even seen any blackberries around here. Well, can't you just do it like in a water bath after you like can them and all that, and just put them in a water bath and till they seal? Wouldn't that work? Because I don't know about using a pressure canner. Yeah, that would be awesome. If you live by me, that would be awesome. Because like all of the older people in mine and my husband's family, they're all gone now. So I don't have anybody to show me how to do that. Okay, Deborah, and that'll be good. Like I said, I'm gonna take. Well, I've got pictures of our gardens on my phone. I'll just have to figure out. I think I can Bluetooth it from my phone to my computer. Because I mean, I have like all of the jars, the lids, the rings. I have everything here. Because which I keep all that stuff anyway. Whenever I do jellies and stuff. And usually, whenever I do my jelly, I take it and once I get it poured in my jars and then put the lids on it, then I always take mine and flip them upside down and then flip them back over real quick, and like in just a few minutes you'll hear it'll pop and seal. And I've never had a problem with it, but I know like with food and stuff, it's got to be done a certain way so it won't make you sick. Oh, thank you, Deborah Ann. I made that on Canva. My 60's not old. I'm only 41. You're 18 years older than me, so you're not old. I feel old sometimes though. I'll be 42 in October, and I get down in my back, and then I always remember what my grandfather, because he had like 7 back surgeries, he would always down on my back and he'd up next to me. We should do candy together. Yeah, I mean, and once my garden stuff gets ready, because I would like to do like canned tomatoes and stuff like that and put all that up, because like I said, my husband gets garden happy every year, and we always have all this stuff. Even after we give people around where we live at, we'll give them some stuff, and we still have like a lot left over. So me and you gonna have to get together on a live one day once both of our stuff is together, and you'll have to teach me, because I would love to do some tomatoes and potatoes. Now meat, I've watched people do like canned meat, and I can't. I can't do the canned meat. It don't look normal. Yeah, we can just all of us, when all of our stuff gets done, all of us get on a panel together and do it. Our bucket list household, you'll have to be my teacher though, because like I said, I have everything here as far as the lids and jars and all that. Well, Deborah, if you're going to try it this year, I might as well try it too. So when all of our stuff, my stuff, well, most of mine will probably be done before y'all's. But I'm sure by the time y'all stuff gets done, then I'll still have stuff here to do. So yeah, I don't, and all my meat's frozen. I don't. I've watched it on YouTube how they can meat, and it looks disgusting. Yeah, but precious me, even though you're in an apartment, you can still grow stuff. Like literally, you can take 5-gallon buckets and grow tomatoes or potatoes in them. Or they have these things called green stalks. I'll have to see if I can find the link for it. But the green stalk is like, I think 5 tiers high, and it's I think 5 or 6 different little things in it, and you can plant whatever you want in it. And you can roll it around, put it wherever you want. Yeah, people. There's a up the road from where we live at. Some people up there at the end of their house, they have like 7 buckets with tomato plants in them. Yeah, I've never lived in a city. I don't know. I don't know what city life is. I've literally lived in the country my entire life. Keep my bamboo alive. Yeah, but once you got used to it, though, precious me, it's nothing. Like literally, you can just you can go to Walmart or Tractor Supply or anywhere like that and just get some plants that's already started and just stick them in some soil and some buckets, and they'll grow. Yeah, I've seen that too, Deborah, and where people use the grow bags, and then you can just keep using them over and over. It's so hot down here. It's for lettuce right now. I thought about just starting some lettuce and putting them in my house and seeing if they would do any good. The soul. I know a lot of people, what they call it, soil. I'm in Louisiana. Oh, precious me. I've lived. I'm 41, and I've lived in the country for 41 years. Like I don't know. Like I hate even going to a city. People don't know how to drive in the city. There's too many cars, too many people. It's too loud. Like out here in the country, you walk out my front door and all you hear is crickets. Oh yeah, it's hot down here. Our bucket list households, like it was cool when the storms were coming through, but once they went through and then the sun came out, it was like it was so hot out there, like we could hardly breathe from the humidity. And it says it's 72 here right now, but I don't believe that. Let me see if I can find. I've never done this. Usually, whenever I do my lives, I don't touch nothing on my computer. But let me see if I can find the link for the green stalk thing for Precious Me, because that would be awesome if you have like a balcony on your apartment. Let's see if I can find it here, and then I'll post a link. We I was pregnant with my daughter, and we had a litter of puppies, and these people from I think it was Vermont or somewhere up there had bought a puppy, but it was too hot that we couldn't ship it because you can't ship uh, pit bulls when it's hot. And so we drove up there all the way to New Jersey, and like them people up there, like, and it's nothing against New Jersey people, but they didn't like how I talked. They called things like curves and all that certain things that I had no idea what the people were talking about. Like it just was not for me. Let's see if I can. Okay, let me see if I can post this in the chat. Okay. Okay, there's a link to the Greenstock Garden thing. Like I said, a lot of the people on that have that's in the homestead community on YouTube, like a lot of them have those. Okay, now our bucket list households. Where did you say you were from? I know you said you had Kentucky, family from Kentucky. Yeah, by the time everybody starts getting on late at night on their lives, it's I'm usually laying in bed. That's why I'm always in chats because everybody's usually doing their own thing here or asleep. Oh yeah, a lot of them. There was who was that was on at like 3 o'clock this morning, and I was dead ass asleep. Like I'm talking, when I hit the pillow last night, I was out, and all of a sudden, like at little after 3 o'clock, my husband wakes me up laughing out loud. I can't remember. I think it was Ernie and Betty Washington was on together or something, and he woke me up laughing. I'm just like, it's too late for this. Yeah, Deborah, and I used to be like I used to. I mean, I would sit till like 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning, and then like with work, I can just pretty much work whenever I want to because I work from home, and I've gotten now because I hurt so bad. It's like it makes my body exhausted, and by 1 o'clock, 1:30, I'm usually out. I got family in Ohio too. Our bucket list has holes. They all kind of, all of them were originally from Kentucky, and then they migrated up to Ohio. My grandfather was the only one that come down here to Louisiana after he got out of the service. Yeah, Deborah, and that broke my heart seeing him like that day. I think a lot of people, it changed the way they looked at him. I don't listen to either one of those, Precious Me. That's why the other night when she was in PG's, that's why I just went ahead and left. Oh, it was our bucket list has holes. The other day it was Ernie had he had left Jimbo's, I believe it was, and went by Tina's, and somehow he ended up in Louisville, Kentucky, and he had a breakdown and was walking up and down the street. He was saying that his car had ran out of gas and almost stepped out in front of a city bus. And then thankfully, the police that found him were very nice and very patient with him, and they took him to a hospital. I think he stayed in there for like 30 something hours. And then Monday, he went and checked into a hospital. But while he was there, the people they said were calling, they found out where he was at and was calling the facility that he was in. And I mean, he's there, he's trying to get help, for his mental illness. And they were calling the facility, making threats to the staff. And then he ended up, I guess, getting discharged yesterday. I mean, I know a lot of people don't like him or agree with him, but if a person with a mental illness is in a facility trying to get help, just leave them alone and let them get their help. Yeah, it was the other day when he was doing that in Louisville. The look he had on his face, it was a, you could tell he was scared. That's true, Precious Me. Like it was just, it was very sad. Like I said, he went to the hospital that day and he actually stayed in there. I think it was like 36 hours or something like that. And when he was in that hospital, they didn't even have him in a bed. They had him in a chair. I don't know if he was even in a room. And then he got out and then he went, I guess, well, Jimbo came and picked him up. And then Monday or Sunday night, he announced that he was going to be leaving Monday, taking a few days off of YouTube. And so he went and checked himself in Monday. And they just, I don't know how they even found out where he was at, but the people just kept calling there. Yeah, the bullying has gotten where it's getting out of hand. It's getting ridiculous. Yeah, Deborah, a lot of people don't like him, and I mean, like I said, that's fine. You know, I respect everybody's opinions, but when somebody has any type of mental health issues, you know, and they're trying to get help, just leave them alone. I mean, that's just making it worse. They're all saying, "Oh, he needs help," but then when the man tries to get help, then they hinder that too. Yeah, he was on tonight, and Tina. I don't know what's going on between him and Tina, but Tina come up on his panel, and he always, I've noticed whenever he starts to get triggered with something, he'll like do his head a certain way, like jerk his head or whatever. And I think he realized that that was happening, and he told Tina he was going to have to cut it short because it was like she was triggering him. It was said, Deborah, whenever Jimbo picked him up from the place yesterday, um, that's when he was telling about it. That they kept calling and had made some kind of, I don't know what kind of threat it was, but had threatened the staff there and just kept calling the facility. That is true. Our bucket list households, this mental health is no joke. And some of these YouTube creators, they are just disgusting with some of the things that they say on here. I was listening to one, I'm sure y'all know who I'm talking about, but this lady had put out a video, and I don't even know the lady's name, but she had put out a video about her being attacked, and she was attacked with a machete in her private parts. And this other creator was streaming the video and was laughing at this lady and what all she had happened to her. Like she thought it was funny. Yeah, him and Jimbo, they've been talking, I think, for a couple weeks now. And I'm glad they're actually back on good terms because if it wouldn't have been for Jimbo, I don't know what would have happened to Ernie while he was in Louisville. I mean, Ernie was very lucky that he was in Louisville and it was close enough that Jimbo could get to him to help him out. It seems so funny. No matter what it is actually concerning. Yeah, Precious Me BK is very, very obsessed with Arnie. It's kind of a weird obsession. Like it's literally like four people that I can think of. It's almost like as soon as they wake up in the morning, they got Ernie on the brain, and they're going live talking about nothing but Ernie. Yes, BK is a very sick person. I don't under well, I know that he's being watched. I know that his YouTube channel is being watched by the LE, but I don't understand how he's made it this long with doing what he does. Yeah, he is. And his mama will literally sit there on that couch in her garage and go right along with everything he does. Like she doesn't tell him to stop. She don't tell him he doesn't need to do that. She doesn't. It's, well, if that was my child, I would I wouldn't be very happy, I can tell you. I mean, BK has got away with a lot on YouTube. I know there's been people that said that they have reported him and his channels, or like there's never anything done to him. Because she sounds like a very smart lady. Yeah, she does precious me. I think they said she was a nurse. So I mean, she's got an education, but I mean, literally, she sits there by him and she laughs about things that he says and does. I mean, even though he's 43 years old, you would still think that she would be like, hey, you need to stop that. That's not right. Don't do people like that. Yeah, I don't watch him at all. The only time I ever watch him is if he's talking about certain things or whatever. Hey, Crime Crazy, how are you? But I mean, like, my husband will see one of his videos on there or something like that, and he'll start watching it, and he'll like pause it and then tell me what all he said and stuff like that. But he can't stand how any of them. Like, my husband is a huge Ernie fan, and he can't stand any of them. How are you doing, Crime Crazy? Right. Poor shopping empties my wallet. That's why I don't like shopping. And I'm too indecisive. Like, I hate shopping. Oh my God. And if I do shop, it's mostly on Amazon. Yeah, like when Benny came out with the videos, that was what, like a couple of, I don't know, maybe 2 months ago when he come out and he kind of flipped on Candace a little bit and he was telling his stories. I did watch those, and that was just because I wanted to know what he had to say about Candace. But I mean, other than that, when he's bullying people and all this gang and I love you baby and all that, I don't like hearing all that. It is mine too, Deborah. I love me some Amazon. I mean, our usually my stuff comes through the mail, but whenever the UPS guy has to deliver stuff here, he pretty much knows now where to put my packages at. He's been here so much. the shirtless videos. So you don't like the shirtless dancing videos, huh, precious me? And you know what, Chrome Crazy? My daughter is 19 years old and she still thinks the same thing. And she has a job. Yeah, precious me, I don't like them either. It's very disgusting. Or driving around singing like he's a rapper. I'm sorry, but the boy can't sing. He has no singing talent. Yeah, yeah, I have a 22-year-old, a 21-year-old, and a 19-year-old. That's crazy. We all got a 19-year-old. Wait, Crime Crazy, is your daughter 19 also? Or is that just precious me? Yeah, my daughter, like, I refuse to go shopping with her. Even when she was in school, like for school clothes and shoes and stuff like that, I made my husband go with her because that child would, she would pick something up, she would look at it, she'd put it back down, she'd move to something else, pick it up, look at it, go back to the thing that she just sit down. Like she would literally spend just on shoes 3 hours trying to pick out a pair of shoes. Well, my oldest is 22 and he's the autistic one, so he will probably be with me from now on, which is fine. I mean, he does his own thing. He can do pretty much anything on his own. And told me the other day he wanted me to buy him a tiny house to put out next to our house. That way he could live by himself. Yeah, my daughter, she can. I don't know where she got her taste from. Like she dresses. I don't know. My dog's 432 months. Yeah, mine. I mean, the dog that we have in the house, he's basically like a. He acts like he's a 2-year old. With my other son, he's 21 and he is a huge gamer person. Yeah, Chrome Crazy, we were talking about how disgusting BK is. You know what precious me? Both of my youngest ones were born on Halloween. That is so crazy. They're 2 years apart, but they were both born on Halloween. That is crazy. I swear to God, my youngest son was born on Halloween, and then 2 years later, my daughter was. And my daughter's 19 and your daughter's 19. That is crazy. Well, my oldest was born in November. And then the two youngest ones were in October. My birthday's in October, which is what's weird is my birthday's in October. My mom's is the next day. My stepbrother's is the day after hers. And then my cousin's is the day after his. Like there's four of us right there, 4 days in a row. I know our bucket list assholes. That is so crazy. But you are right though, precious me. Them Halloween babies are a handful. Yours would be because my son was born at 126. My daughter was born at 307. So your daughter would be older. Because I'll never forget it during when I was in active labor with my daughter. That's during the time that Montel Williams came on at 3 o'clock every day. And we were watching Montel trying to figure out who the daddy of this baby was on there. And then she was born at 307. Well, my husband's a Leo. He's very stubborn and very hard headed. Mine's the 16th of October, so I'm a Libra. Oh, girl, let me tell you, them Leos can be a handful. But my daughter, she's very stubborn, though. Oh my God. I thought I was stubborn whenever I was young. But I tell everybody she's just like her daddy. Most of my family was born, there's a lot of people in my family that was born in October. Oh, so you're October the 8th, so you're only 8 days ahead of me, Deborah. Versus me. My husband's a Leo. He is very, very stubborn. See, I don't know, like the Pisces, and I don't know what months. All I know is that part of October is a Libra. I don't even, what is the end of October? Are they Scorpios? I don't even. I just know I'm the Libra and my husband's a Leo. All I know is I'm whatever the scales are supposed to mean. I guess unbalanced or something for the Libras. There's 11 and a half months between my two sons. My two oldest are 11 and a half months apart, and then then my daughter is 2 years after my youngest son. Are any of y'all only kid or an only child? Is that what the scales mean, Deborah Ann, is indecisive? Because that's me. And no, I'm one of three. See, I'm an only child. Like I have two stepbrothers and two stepsisters, but I'm an only child. Well, my mom and them, they even after they got a divorce, my mom and dad, they didn't have any other kids. And then on my mama's side, I was the only grandchild. That's how my two sons are precious to me. My youngest son's birthday's on Halloween, and then 17 days later, like him and my oldest will be the same age for 17 days, and then my oldest son will have his birthday. Oh, y'all do y'all's numbers, like y'all's dates and stuff, different than what we do here, Crime Crazy. I see now. My husband's is August the 14th. Like here in the US, we have dollars. What does Australia have? Like, Precious Me, do you have Irish and you also? Oh, so y'all have dollars and cents there? That's what ours is here. I didn't know if they called it like something like the UK has pounds or whatever. I didn't know if it was different there. So let's see, it's 126 there, it's 1126 here. So is it Saturday there, Crime Crazy? Saturday afternoon here. See, I get confused about stuff like that. So you would be 12, 11, like 13, 14 hours ahead of me. 13 hours, I think is what you would be. Oh, I'm precious me. I'm Irish and German. Yeah, our bucket list has holes. I get confused with that. What's that here? But I mean, it works out good for her because when we're all late at night here, it's still, it's daytime for her. Yeah, I've seen those, Deborah. And is that the same one that it'll send back, like when it comes back, it tells you what all of the different things that you are? Yeah, that is cool, precious me. I like that. I just think from Little Summer is how most of us met. Oh, I bet you she can cook some good food too, couldn't she, precious me? Let me see if I can change the color on this. Not that I've heard Crime Crazy. I haven't heard anything new. It was also Montana. No, our bucket list has holes. When was that? Me too, Crime Crazy. Like, I mean, it's been in a few more days a year. He was 3. He was lost for. Is that the one our bucket list has holes that they found he was drinking water or something like that? When they found him or something? Or. Not sure, but he slept in a lawnmower grass kitchen. Yes, our bucket list has holes. I think that is the one that there was something about he was drinking water or something. I'll have to go back and see where I saw that at. It might have been on YouTube, but it was something about some water. But I remember him sleeping in the grass catcher bag. And crime crazy is summer. At first, I thought something happened when they were swimming, and I haven't truly ruled that out yet. But I think it possibly whatever happened, it was an accident, and Candace freaked out and didn't know what to do, and was afraid that Dawn would be upset with her, maybe, and she got rid of her. And but that's just my opinion. But I mean, there's been so many things that's been said in this case that I don't know either because I flipped back and forth from maybe Candace did something with her or something happened to her by accident. Candace didn't know what to do, so she called Dawn, and Dawn did something with her. At first, that's what I really thought. I thought that something really did happen when they were swimming. And Allie said that when Hunter came home that day that he was out of it or whatever. So I thought, okay, well, maybe, that would make sense that something happened to her when they were swimming. Candace freaked out, didn't know what to do. Um, and her and Hunter did something with her. But then again, it's been said that Candace and Dawn were on the phone that didn't have service, talking over Messenger, but no signal on the phone. So how would that happen? So was Dawn really at work that day? And that was just like an excuse or whatever. And Dawn did something with her. So I don't know. And that's true, Precious Me. It could have been that too. I mean, I don't know. There's just been so many things in this case that's been said and then taken back and then said, and then at times it's kind of hard to keep up with. And it's like every other week a new person's coming into play in the story. And then I even thought because when uh, Bullhorn Betty and them did the interview with Dudley at the restaurant, he said that the day before Summer went missing, that Don was acting funny. That's the day he come into work, and Don was sitting in the bathtub of the house that they were working on. And then that afternoon he gets fired, and then the next day Summer comes up missing. And I thought, well, maybe Don did something with her, and Candace don't really know. Maybe Candace was telling the truth, and they came home from swimming that day, and Grandma went and took a nap, and Don come up there and got her, and Candace didn't know because they thought that CPS was coming the next day. That's what I mean. The only thing, Precious Me, that would make me think that maybe they could pull this off is they're not book smart, but they're very street smart. Our bucket list has holes. Do you need to let us know how far they search the area from the home? Such as, wasn't it like a 4 or 5 mile radius from their house? After she gets out of the car to check the mail for Candace, maybe. And that is true too, Deborah Ann. He could have just fabricated this whole story. So and that's the thing. Like, there's been so much said. But then the dogs basically hit on Jody Sue's feet. So what would that, like, what is all that about? No, I think they should have went way out further than 4 or 5 miles. I mean, this was a 5-year-old little girl who was in rugged terrain. And I'm sure, if you've seen mountains and tall hills like that, I mean, you know how the terrain is. But I just don't see her walking off by herself either. I just think Don and Candace, and possibly Grandis knows, possibly Jody Sue knows. I mean, I don't know. That's true, our bucket list has holes, but where he was at, was it like the terrain, was it the same as what it is in Tennessee? And that's true also, Crime Crazy. Like, Candace doesn't act like her child is missing. She's never acted like her child is missing. And whenever you look at her and the way she acts, it's like she's guilty and knows where she's at. That's why she's not all frantic about it. Yeah, very mountainous and it was raining. Okay. Hmm. Well, that could be a possibility too, our bucket list household. Maybe she, I don't know, maybe she, that where what was it, the tree cutter, the tree cutting crew or whatever that was cleaning all that out, she could have went down that trail that they cut out through there and left that way. That's true, precious me. I mean, it's kind of weird how her daughter goes missing. And I'm not going to say that it didn't bother her when it happened because I don't know the details of it. But if that was my child missing, even all those years later, I would still be upset about it. And she doesn't act like she's upset. Well, it could be a possibility, our bucket list households. She might have. I mean, and the main road out there, not Ben Hill, was it Beach Creek? I don't know how busy of a highway it is, but I know that there's a lot of open fields through there too that she could possibly get across in a very short amount of time. Um, Someone said, Deborah Ann, that they thought Candace had alcohol fetal syndrome. Is that right? That's true, precious me. I couldn't imagine. Even my kids now are grown, all three of them, and I still know where all three of them are at all times. I couldn't imagine my 5-year-old child going missing and me just not even like looking for her, not asking for help, denying people to come search for her. Like, I don't get it. Family access. What's weird is that when my child or grandbaby, I would be a basket baby. Exactly. Our bucket list has holes. It's just, it's, it's almost like it's the way Candace is acting is she's doing it to let people know that she knows, but she's not going to verbally say it. I don't, it's just so weird. Like, I've never seen a case like this. But beyond that, she doesn't seem right. No, she doesn't. And I've heard some people say that Summer, at 5 years old, didn't talk. Either she didn't talk or she couldn't talk. But then I've heard some people say that she did talk. And Candace never, from what I understand, took her to a doctor and had her tested for any type of, developmental disabilities or anything like that. Candace is definitely on the spectrum. She was in special ed throughout school. That's why I think she uses a lot of her words incorrectly. Words like that of a first grader. That is true. I mean, I shouldn't have laughed at her when she said that she couldn't lie that it wasn't in her metabolism. But I literally almost fell out of my chair that night I heard her say that. No, I mean, I understand how you're saying it, precious me. I mean, you can tell something there isn't right. And that could be the reason why Don really didn't let Candace talk in the beginning. He did all the talking until he went to jail. And then Candace got a taste of freedom and kind of just went wild with it. I mean, I don't know exactly how old she was when her and Don got together, but it was like she was the way she was, and Don kind of had to handle her a little bit, to keep her quiet. And he was kind of very controlling to her the whole time they were together. And once she got that taste of freedom, I mean, she broke loose. And I think this lady that she's with now is about like Dawn, very controlling. Yeah, she's very, what do you call it? Very dependent on someone, I guess would be the right word to put it. It's like anything that she does, I'm trying to figure out how to say this. It's like she's scared to do anything without asking permission or getting an okay from someone around her. Is it okay to say this? Is it okay to do this? But she does have a very childlike mentality. I don't know. It's just, I wish something would break in this case. I think they call it arrested development. Seems to not have matured mentally from a certain point. That that's a possibility. Because I heard it was on Benny's. Oh, I didn't hear it on Benny's, but someone else. Oh, I can't think of what channel it was, but they had played a video the other day where it was like a week after Candace had called Benny or sent Benny the message about that she was gonna off herself, And he had called the number back or something, or Candace had called him that night, and he called the number back, and nobody was saying anything at first, and he kept saying, Candace, are you okay? Are you okay? And then some other woman gets on the line and says that there's nobody by the name of Candace there. Don't call this number back and all that. So it's like she don't have Dawn as her handler anymore, but whoever this other lady is now the new handler. You get this weird. Candace and Dawn have some dysfunction over last radio gauge. That is true too. And that's the whole Mary and Jeannie thing. I still think that I'm not saying that it didn't happen to them whenever they were younger, but it should have been brought forth when they were younger. Even if I think they said that they told their mama and their mama didn't do anything about it. Um, but when they turned 18, then they had the option to do something about it themselves instead of waiting until their niece that they didn't even know existed goes missing. I mean, I don't see what the motive is bringing it up now because all it's doing is taking attention away from Summer and putting it on their situation. It is very sad, precious me. I, I don't know. But what would be what would be the I mean, not I can't say what would be the point because if it happened, then Don should be held accountable for that. But what I mean, how is it helping Summer and her missing? I guess that's what I'm trying to say. Like, two worlds not right. It's not like she knew, and I said this the other night. She knew exactly what she was doing when she made that YouTube channel. I mean, if you want to make a YouTube channel, that's fine. If you're gonna blow up your channel off of your missing niece, that's not right. If that was the intention, then she should have waited until Summer was found and then started her channel. It's not like because Chris McDonough started all for trying to find Summer, and now he's jumped from trying to find Summer or find answers to find Summer to Mary and Jeannie and what Don did. Yeah, see, I didn't understand that either. Precious me, like they said that they didn't even know that Summer even existed. But wasn't it said that Don talked to his dad and his stepmom? I guess before Summer, before she ever went missing. I mean, I don't know. I just don't think it was. I don't know. I'm not gonna say it wasn't right because, like I said, if it happened to him, then Don needs to be held accountable. I just think maybe It should have been done at a earlier or sooner before Summer went missing. I guess is what I'm trying to say. I just know that if Summer is no longer with us, then she's already seeing all the love that everybody's pouring out for her. She's seeing all the prayers and those who are trying to find answers. But if she still is with us, and I pray to the Lord that she still is, that whenever she's up old enough, then she will see all the prayers and the love that was out there for her. I know our bucket list has holes. It's very confusing because it's just, I mean, you don't know what to believe and what not to believe. That's right, precious me. And what makes it look worse is she comes out with the YouTube channel. I mean, it would have been different if she would have had the channel before Summer went missing, but it just didn't look right that after Summer goes missing, then they come out with their story, then she comes out with a channel. And everybody knows her as Summer's aunt. It would be crime crazy. It would be an awesome thing. I just hope that if she is, that wherever she's at and whoever she's with is taking care of her better than she's ever been taken care of before. Because that poor baby had, in her 5 years before she went missing, she had a very rough life. And I mean, I don't know what the statistics are, but I'm sure that there's kids that went missing at young ages that have been found alive several years later after they went missing. Matter of fact, I think I'm going to look that up later on tonight and see. I had to write a note. Yeah, I'm sorry. I had to make notes for everything. Okay. All right. I got my note. So I'm gonna look into that and just see if I can find anything on that. Like if there's any numbers out there on how many kids that went missing at a young age just been found alive, years later. No, Deborah, and that is true. And see, that was another thing that I thought about too. That maybe Candace knows that she's okay and she knows exactly where she is, but she was hidden because CPS was coming the next day. I mean, that's even ran through my mind as well. Mary's subscribers came from her, and yeah, that is true too. That's where her subscribers came from. Now, who is Sonia? See, I've never heard of her. Sonia, suspicious. Okay, but who is she? Don's biological sister. Hmm. Hold on, y'all. I'm flipping my piece of paper over here so I can take some more notes. How have I missed her? Has PG talked about her before? Sonia visited 3 days before Summer disappeared. Now Sonia is living in Italy. Sonia was a biological sister who was telling Dawn not to speak. How did I miss Sonia? Okay, so if she visited 3 days before Summer went missing, how long was she at their house? Does anyone know? Like, how long was her visit there? Oh, so she went and visited Dawn. Okay, do y'all know when she went to Italy? I can't believe I haven't heard of Sonia, but she probably did, as she seems to be uninformed. Okay, well, if she was there 3 days before Summer went missing, then how do we know Summer really went missing on June 15th? We're going to take the children. Has the boys seen her that day? Am I right? See, I don't know if CPS would even call somebody and let them know that they're coming out. I mean, it could work different places. I don't know, but maybe Sonia came and got Summer, left with her, and they come up with this elaborate plan or story, I should say. This Summer goes missing while this whole time she could be with his sister. That new CPS were coming. Yes, I did hear that too, Crime Crazy. Yeah, because I've heard that too, that the boys said that they seen her that day, but how? Who did the boys tell that to? Who did they tell that they seen Summer that day when nothing else that they've said or talked about's ever been brought out? Okay, our bucket list assholes. Oh, really? Crime Crazy? Oh, that's not good. Because Summer wouldn't need to be around him. Someone needs to burn that family tree down. Yes. That family tree is no good. Okay, so if she visited 3 days before she went missing, where was Sonia from? Or Sonia, where was she from? Was she from Utah? And Jody Sue, I don't know about Jody Sue. It's even crossed my mind that maybe her son come through there and hit Summer, maybe by accident or whatever, and they did something with her. Like there's been so many scenarios that have ran through my head that it's crazy. She said they last saw her at her swing that day. But who did they tell that to though? I sure think Justice Raw might have that info. I'm gonna have to email him and find out what all Justin has on that. I can't believe I've never heard of Sonya. But it seems like if the boys, because they're all minors, said anything, whether it to be law enforcement or to CPS or whatever, that they wouldn't give that information out, would they? Yeah, Justice Raw does know a lot. He's one cool little dude. I have to say that I like him a lot. I'm sorry if y'all can hear me vaping. I'm trying not to blow it into the mic. Boys may have been encouraged by their parents also. Yeah, because I mean, if she didn't go missing on the 15th, and I mean, the way Candace and Don is, I'm sure they were abusive to those boys verbally and mentally. I mean, how do we know they didn't coach them and make them think that it was the 15th when it was really the 14th or the 13th? Vape away. Oh, I am Deborah. I didn't want to blow it right into the mic. I actually need to fill the vape up with juice. It's almost out. But I'm for sure gonna have to email Justice for All and see if he can give me any information on Sonya, because I still can't believe I haven't heard of her. The video of Candace pushing Summer turned my stomach. All I could was how hurt Summer could have gotten if that swing went sideways and hit the tree. Yeah, that is very dangerous, precious me. Those boys were home from school during that period of time due to Rona. They would have no clue what day it was. But no, that's that swing because I remember seeing a video of her pushing her, and I even told my husband that the way she was swinging her and Summer was holding her head back, she could very easily hit that tree and break her neck, or fall off the swing and hit the ground and break a bone. Yeah, because I mean, crime crazy boys that age, summer break, they don't know what day of the week it is. They don't know what time it is. Candace said they were in there, what was they, watching TV or playing on their phones or something. I mean, it could have been the day before, 2 days before, the 15th. I think those boys were terrified of abuse from other parents. They said whatever they were told. Yeah, Candace is, well, Candace, but especially Dawn, seemed like he was a very pushy, overbearing man, very controlling man. And I'm sure, I mean, Candace, we've all heard on videos and stuff like that where he would say stuff to her and she would get back with him, but I'm sure she knew what, to what extent to get back at him before he really got upset. And I'm sure them boys did too. Yeah, it's no big deal on the spelling, y'all. I understood what you were saying, Crime Crazy. Yeah, we done been out here for 2 hours, or a little over 2 hours. Time went by quick tonight. I think Summer walked off. She was up late at night, up early that morning. Just falling asleep in the car. Yeah, I mean, I even thought about dry drowning, and she passed away in the car on the way home from it. I mean, because uh, H did say that she went underwater and he had to run out there and get her, but she was only under for a few seconds, which is still long enough to suck in enough water. I, my thinking is either an accident from swimming, Candace and them handed her off to somebody, or they did something to her and got rid of her. All right, precious me. Well, thank you for joining us. And I'm trying to think, what is tomorrow, Saturday? I might try to go live again tomorrow night, but what I may do is if um, PG, because I know sometimes she goes live early and then sometimes it's late, but I may try to stick to my 10 o'clock Central Time. But if she does come on, then I may just wait until she finishes up hers and then start mine. But I'll go ahead and schedule it. So I may go live again tomorrow night. But thank you for joining us. And that's true. Also, Crime Crazy. I always thought maybe something that when they were swimming, just because the look that Candace had on her face when her and Chris M were there. All right, welcome back. Our bucket list has holes. Did you get all your chickens put up? All right, good night, precious me. Have a good night. So, all right, Deborah, and I'll probably try to do that. I just don't want if PG's live, like I don't want to try to go live when she's live. Maybe that was why he just prepared a lot to save himself. That is true, Crime Crazy. Also, because it's weird that Allie said that whenever he got home that night, he went to his room and was sitting on the bed rocking back and forth, like he had knew something, seen something that upset him really, really badly. And they're saying that law enforcement still has his phone, that they haven't given it back yet. So, I mean, what possibly could be on his phone? But supposedly they gave Candace and Don back theirs. So, I don't know. It's just, I'm going to have to look at more into the Sonia woman. Okay, Deborah Ann. I just wanted to make sure that it was a time, because like with Crime Crazy, I know it's daylight over there, so it's not late for her like it is for all of us. And I know some people, they don't like sitting up real late. And I don't really have anything to do tomorrow, so I can sleep late if I need to. Chickens go in on their own, but you have to lock it up to keep the predators out. Oh, you forgot to shut the door on it. Do you have ducks too? Our bucket list has holes? We need this character to tell the truth, the case would be solved. A beautiful summer would have been brought home. That's true. It's like everybody knows something, but nobody's gonna, like, none of them are even, it's like they don't even want to tell. And I was always curious too. Have y'all seen like the videos that they had of Summer when she was at church? And she'd be up walking around, or she'd be up there at the front with Robin. Like, who was the person that was filming her? We've got ducks here, and never, ever, ever again will I ever own any more ducks. Them things are dirty. Can't keep their water clean. Mud all over the place. Like, ducks are dirty. Because I always wondered that, Crime Crazy, who, because there was like a couple of videos that I seen that they would zoom in on Summer. And there'd be other kids walking around, or, other kids in church, but they always zoomed in on Summer. And then the boy, I've got his name wrote down somewhere. Um, when they had one of the vigils not long after she went missing, and the boy that goes to their church, he's a younger guy, um, a little dirtier than chickens. Oh, mine are horrible. I can't think of that boy's name, but he went to their church, but he at the vigil was very talkative. Like, he just, I don't know, there was like just something didn't sit right with him either, but I can't remember what his name is. Yeah, I can tell you, if I grew up in church, my grandfather was a preacher. One thing you didn't do in church was get up and walk around. And it was, Candace didn't teach them, you got to sit down in church. You can't be up walking around. And it's almost like it kind of irritated Robin a little bit too whenever Summer would go up to her when Robin would be up at the front singing. Like, it bothered her at times that Summer would want her to hold her. Oh, yeah, very much so. I mean, did they even socialize with any other kids their age except for the ones that they might have went to school with? Because anything that I've ever seen, the only kids that Summer actually socialized with was her brothers and maybe Robin's daughter. Oh yeah, our bucket list households. Yeah, you didn't sleep in church either. The only time really you got up and walked in church at all was when you went to Sunday school. All right, guys. Well, we've been on here for almost 2.5 hours. So I think I'm going to go ahead and end it here tonight. I will probably come back on tomorrow night around 10, unless, like I said, PG goes live and then hers goes past 10, and I'll just wait for hers to end. Yeah, she does, Deborah. She deserves it. And that's what I said. I hope if she is alive that she's with somebody who is taking care of her a lot better than what she's ever been taken care of before. So, but thank you guys so much for joining me tonight. I love you all. And I will see y'all, if not in PG's tomorrow, then back over here. And I want y'all all to have a good night. Oh, you're welcome. Our bucket list has holes. Thank you for joining me.